Navy Captain Joseph McClain is the CEO of Help Heal Veterans. It's a group that provides free therapeutic kits to those who served and are in need. I talked to Captain McClain about that and what Memorial Day means to him.
So the first part, you got to remember that like any piece of our society, not all vets are alike. We, with our nonprofit, deal with the most vulnerable piece. So these are folks suffering from depression, anxiety, from PTSD. Maybe they've been injured in a blast, they have a brain injury. So with those folks, we are more concerned about what they're doing right now as far as isolation, anxiety's up, there's financial pressure. So they're probably feeling even more than a lot of parts of society. So what we try to do here with Help Heal Veterans is provide craft therapy, which is proven to help folks deal with these types of issues.
So what type of tools are in these therapeutic kits, and what are the benefits?
Yeah, sure. So therapeutic crafts have been around for about 100 years. So we, as a nonprofit manufacturer, we give these away free of charge to any vet or active military undergoing health care. So these range from like complicated clocks all the way through moccasin kits, through jewelry kits, through models of various things, wooden models that we have our guys put together, and they're designed with clinician input to help treat a selection of different challenges. For example, for a brain injury, as far as fine motor skills to help rewire the brain. For somebody suffering from depression or anxiety, that ability to concentrate and create something very special that you've done will lift your spirits, will help you take yourself out of your problems and lessen that feeling of anxiety. It's proven by research to do this. And we support vets all the way from very older vets, senior centers, all the way to a young 18-year-old Marine back from Afghanistan. So these kits try to appeal to all the demographics.
What's been the response like from veterans that have used it?
Overwhelming. We basically have a really high demand right now during COVID, and that we're struggling to meet. Since we started, since COVID started just a couple of months ago, we were doing about 30 VA medical centers. Right now, the request for help is up to 115. Army bases all over the world are pretty much asking for help, and the vets who use them, they're effective. We hear from folks who suffer from chronic pain, for example, that doing a kit will help them relieve that perception of pain after they do them. For those who are feeling a little anxious, it gives them a chance to feel a little bit less so. And for those who are trying to struggle with family bonding, gives them something to do with their kids to help them connect more, which also helps lessen anxiety.
You've served in the Navy for 30 years. What does Memorial Day personally mean to you?
Yeah, like a lot of vets, I have friends who I've lost along the journey. These are folks who have touched me deeply, and their families are still struggling with it. So for me personally, I try to reflect on those that we used to call absent companions, those who had a big impact on my life. I reflect on what I learned from them, how they made me a better man, a better person, a better naval officer, as it were. So it's a very special day because these people have given so much for the country, given it all, and there are still folks who are suffering, and we have to remember them. I think it's incumbent upon all of us just to remember their sacrifice, and remember their families.
Anyone in particular that you admired, that you learned lessons from during your time in the military?
Yeah, when I was a commanding officer, there was a certain JO, Scott, who died a few years later in an aircraft mishap. He taught me a lot about leadership, mostly just by his spirit, his devotion to the team, and the fact that he could raise the ready room with a smile, even when things were dire. He was that guy that a lot of JOs look to. And as a leader, you learn from your subordinates as much as you learn from those who are above you.
Any final thoughts for veterans who may be struggling right now?
Yeah, just remember that we're all in this together. There are folks out there who care about you. If you need help, please visit us at healvets.org, and we'll see what we can do as far as getting craft kits. It's a great tool. And if you are looking to support a vet, and there's a lot of great nonprofits out there, just please consider us, because right now the need has never been greater.
Retired Navy Captain Joseph McClain, thank you so much for your time, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jay.
It's a great idea for veterans that need it. Americans were anxious to get out and relax this long weekend.